like when I hear, you know what I'm saying, Lupe, you know what I'm saying, I feel like it's coming from a different place than when Kendrick, you know what I'm saying, when you hear Kendrick, in my opinion, you know what I'm saying.
I would definitely say Lupe is like way more lyrical than Kendrick. Like this nigga, you forgot. We talking about the nigga that made Mural, bro.
Hey,
Fucking
look,
Mural,
hey, look, trust me. I know, like the way the way I've always felt about this argument. Because at one point I used to feel like, Kendrick was just that nigga cannot be touched. But me just listening, yeah, I feel like Lupe is a better lyricist than Kendrick, but at the same time, what people don't take into consideration, I feel like they kind of be on the same type of time. I just feel like Kendrick got a better way of delivering it.
Musically, if we're talking musically, Kendrick is better than Lupe. Or I would prefer Kendrick music over Lupe's music. Because sometimes Lupe be kind of going a little bit left field. Like, you just don't know what type of Lupe you finna get. You just know you about to think about some shit, but the way he deliver it, that nigga just do something different every time. Like Droga's Wave or whatever, damn new Droga's series, it was kind of all over the place. And then the nigga sounded like he was just beating you over the head with a bunch of knowledge.
See with me, I feel like with this conversation, I feel like the real person that Lupe should be compared to should be Absol.
Okay.
I feel like it make more sense to compare them to, because it's it's weird because I should up here and I say that Lupe Fiasco is a better lyricist than Kendrick. But at the same time, I turn around and say I feel like Ab Soul is on par with Lupe Fiasco. But I feel like Kendrick is better than Ab Soul.
As far as rapping?
Yeah. Like I feel like it's like a triangle. It's like bro. At one point, trust me, I know, bro. You remember at one point, bro. I used to think Ab Soul was like the best rapper ever.
I still think he's the best rapper.
I still think he's one of the best, but I don't know, bro. I be going back and forth on that joke sometimes, man. I don't know, cause it's like when Control System came out, that's when I was like, okay, ain't nobody's touching Ab Soul.
Yeah.
Lyrically.
Now I will admit, I think Kendrick has gotten better, I guess lyrically wise.
Yeah.
As far as like when we first heard him, because like he was rapping, but I think it was more so his delivery that was carrying him more so than the lyrics.
Oh yeah,
right.
Oh definitely.
Now he be saying some shit that you be like, oh,
right.
And Saul used to be like that too, but he'll make sure you knew that too.
It was all a dream.
Number 2. And ain't this track number 2?
2? Oh, what my favorite one? It was all a dream. I swear it never happened. I wrote like Edgar Allan. I was supposed like Edgar Allan.
Oh, I told niggas. Correct.
Oh my God.
I told niggas.
Bars.
Faux hoes like clothes and dros, nigga.
And all we do is do it.
That ball.
Oh man. But yeah, bro. I feel like with Kendrick, man. It is weird though, because I feel like Kendrick and Lupe kind of like share a lane. Cause I feel like they be on like the same type of time as far as like the stuff they be talking about. They just give it to you in different ways. Like
I think Lupe be on like a deeper dive down a rabbit hole that Kendrick do.
And then that's the other part of it too. Is like I don't know. Like when Lupe first came up. Like I used to think his aesthetic was kind of like nerdy. But take this in point too. Like I'm like, how old am I? I'm like 11 or 10 years old at the time when Lupe first came out. Yeah. So yeah, like and then Kendrick, he got like this nerdy but street approach though. So I was like, I feel like Kendrick to me is just more accessible, and I feel like it's like on some, he kind of dumb his lyrics down. And I feel like we only be seeing like, I don't know, like a certain percentage of Kendrick, and we got to get 100% Kendrick on like certain songs. You get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah,
I wouldn't even say that Kendrick. I wouldn't even say that Kendrick is like a nerdy dude. It's more of like he just the smartest of he give you almost like that. Oh yeah, you know what I'm saying. I was the smartest of the bunch of people that I grew up with, and it's like his whole life he probably didn't had this ascending like mental ability, but it's like for him to be able to like communicate effectively with the people around him, he had to, like you said, dumb it down.
It's like he dumb it down, and then it's like the way it sound too compared to like a Lupe sound. It's like you listen to like the type of production and stuff they be on. He's more accessible because he's on more like, more modern type of beats. And Lupe be having like some weird shit going on with his production.
What Lupe want to do.
Exactly. So you know what I'm saying?
I feel like Kendrick is doing what Lupe kind of wanted to do at one point, and then I think at one point Lupe just kind of stopped caring like about other people's opinions, and like I guess getting validated by the public, and he just like, you know what, I'm a rap the way I want to rap. Cause niggas in the industry already knew Lupe was that nigga. Like they knew he could rap, so it's kind of like shit. You can't win for losing, and then fucking lasers happen, and that kind of like put a dent in it. And he'll even admit that shit. But, he tried to come back, but now it's like niggas on that type of time, but ain't really on that type of time. Because for real, with all this conscious rap and shit that we get from rappers, Lupe been did it. Or Lupe, like...
Lupe was like the precursor for like the mainstream conscious artists of today. Like you had people before Lupe Fiasco, like with A Tribe Called Quest, and shit like that. But just like the mainstream, cause like niggas be forgetting, bro. Lupe Fiasco had a good ass run during the same time that Kanye was going on his run and Lil Wayne was going on his run.
Right.
Niggas be forgetting about that junk, bro.
The first
Like,
and 15.
they put some respect on Lupe name, bro. That man he was going on his run while Legends was going through that shit too. Shit,
And it's
Lupe
funny too, because I never knew how deep or lyrical Lupe got in his music. Like when he was coming out with all those songs, because we was younger, like Kick Push.
I ain't understand it. I just thought it. My bad.
But yeah, I just like how Kick Push, you just think it's a song about skating. Like, nah, nigga, this song has a totally different meaning now that you don't like know what the lyrics mean. And fucking Daydreaming, which damn, he told a story about that song too. I was like, wow, he doesn't get paid for that song?
I'm sure.
Why? Because of the sample.
Yeah, he doesn't own the publishing.
Wow, that was a big song.
Yep. So every time they use Daydream, he doesn't get paid unless he performs the song. If he performs it at a show, then he gets to perform it. But I was like, damn, that's fucked up.
I think his problem. Well, I ain't even gonna necessarily call it a problem, but it was just he didn't really evolve. You know what I'm saying? Well, he didn't evolve well. Like, you know what I'm saying? You were saying that he had a nice run with around the same time as Kanye and Lil Wayne when they was doing they shit real big. And it's like the difference between him and them two is that they didn't mind conforming. They didn't mind evolving, you know what I'm saying, with the times, you know what I'm saying? And then Lil Wayne, you know what I'm saying, he had been doing that shit for years prior. Like, that wasn't just him just not hitting the scene, you know what I'm saying? That was just
no, but that's like Lil Wayne, like that's prime Lil Wayne.
That's what I said. That's his peak.
Yeah, off in the cheek.
Yeah, I wasn't saying that went that was his peak, but like for him to have already, you know what I'm saying, had some years under his belt, but then he still had his peak around that time, that just shows that he was able to evolve, you know what I'm saying, with the times. This nigga didn't been doing this shit for decades, you know what I'm saying? This shit kind of crazy. Like he done been in several decades, like how, you know what I'm saying, he did the 90s, he did the 2000s, he did the 2010s, and you know what I'm saying.
Here now.
I wouldn't really even say he felt he evolved. I would probably say he didn't really. I ain't gonna say adapt either, but he ain't like you said conform with like the mainstream. Because if you really look at it, Lupe, he's still around. That nigga's still dropping music for several decades, just like Lil Wayne and Kanye is. But he ain't dropping mainstream music. He ain't doing the shit that they doing. He's still kind of like Lupe. He's still dropping these conscious ass records. Cause Tesla on Youth was a good ass album. Like that's probably
Tesla on Youth is
favorite album of all time. Definitely in my top 10.
That's one of the great, man. That's one of the greatest hip hop albums of all time. I remember that joint came out. Who was it? With Delta State. Shit,
Yeah.
that's what the
same year To Pimp a Butterfly came out, 2015.
Yep, because that's what the whole Kendrick and Lupe Fiasco comparison started for me in the first place.
I think
Tesla on You came out at the beginning of the year.
Yeah, I was just about to say I think it was like one of the first albums to drop that year. 2015 was a good run for me.
Yeah. Okay, it was like in that joint, it was like with that CD, it was like I felt like comparing it to the Pimple Butterfly, I felt like they was delivering the same message, but it was like fuck, I don't know, bro. It was like Kendrick.
It was like on some Malcolm and Martin type shit.
I think I said Kendrick was Martin and Lupe was Malcolm, or vice versa.
I always felt like it was more like y'all saying, it's like shit. If I could like put a tag on them, I would say that Lupe would give me more of a, oh yeah, I can do poetry type of feel, and then you got Kendrick like more of a spoken reasons type of feel. Like it's like, oh yeah, I give you that spoken reasons shit. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I give you real poetry type shit.
That's what I'm trying. That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah.
It's the same thing, you know what I'm saying? It's the same area, but it's different dialects, different sub like areas. If that makes sense. I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, bro. I just feel like people be forgetting what Kendrick can really do, and people be looking at Damn as like I don't know. People feel like Damn was like a bad album. I feel like Damn is his best album. I feel like it's his best project. But a lot of people, they try to discredit it because of like the sound and stuff. They feel like he sort of dumbed down his lyrics and all that junk. Jared, we sit up here and talked about it, bro. We sit up here and talked about it.
I know.
I feel like that album is deeper than To Pimp a Butterfly.
Knowing what I know now,
I feel like, come on, man.
I would definitely say Damn is probably his best project. Now, sound wise, he did dumb down the lyrics a little bit.
He did dumb down the lyrics, and then it's like, okay, but it's like
it also has the most accessible album though.
Thank you. So with that being said, comparing it to like the whole Lupe situation, it's like progressively over time we see Lupe lyrically getting better. We see, even like with all his albums and stuff, even with the one you was talking about, the one that had something to do with the dinosaurs and all that shit.
Oh shit, the House EP. Hey yo, that EP.
I still gotta sit down and listen to that. I need to do something with that. But yeah though, like I feel like Kendrick is like he was on like some Drake junk with the Damn CD, like with that off and on switch.
Yeah,
it's like I can hit y'all with some bars over the top of y'all head. At some point, he did it with DNA. I can hit y'all with this shit, but at the same time, I want y'all to hear this concept. I want y'all to hear what I got going on.
I remember when he dropped Humble. That shit caught me all the way off guard. I was like,
exactly. So it's like,
this is where we're going. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And then it's like, okay, so do you lyrically, what's Kendrick Lamar's best album to you? Do you feel like it's To Pimp a Butterfly?
Lyrically,
lyrically, I say To Pimp a Butterfly, but a part of me really wants to say like Section 80.
Yeah, I'm trying to think because I don't want to say lyrically on the Pimp a Butterfly because I think more so conceptually.
See, and then okay, so that's the part I want to get into conceptually, like with Kendrick, far as like comparing him to Lupe Fiasco. Like, okay, with Kendrick's albums, Section 80 to me was like raw potential, just straight up raw potential. But at the same time, Section 80 to me is a classic, like on some Illmatic type of shit.
Mm.
So with that being said, like Section 80 had a concept, but it wasn't as linear as his next three projects. So it's like he sort of, I don't know, it's like with each album, he kind of like dumbed his lyricism down, but he showed sparks of like I can still bar this shit up at any point, like whenever I want. You know what I'm saying?
Right, he showed you niggas you can still rap.
So I feel like
I think he
I
got
don't
better
know, bro.
at
I feel like
making
they kind of equal.
albums. So he got better. Like Kendrick to me is like he's pretty much like a director. Like he don't like necessarily produce. Well, I think he actually do produce now. He might be into producing, but he don't like produce. But he knows what sounds he likes, what stuff he want to use to help tell his story. So he good at putting shit together. He like a DJ Khaled, but he can rap. So he can put the
Hey,
shit
DJ
together.
probably know how to rap.
Man, what he does? Like he can put together the shit like perfectly, and he's gotten better at like conceptualizing albums, as you can see with Damn. That's why I think like as far as like cohesiveness of a project and like the overall theme, Damn is his best project. Theme wise, Damn. Even though the nigga talking about the same shit, but conceptualized, like concept story and shit like that, I think The Pimp a Butterfly lyricism. I don't know, bro. I might. This is between Section 80 and Good Kid, Mad City. As far as like lyrics go, cause he was
Man,
rapping on Good Kid.
you know what? He was, but
Backseat freestyle, man.
hey
To
man,
this day,
look
to this
lyrically,
day.
lyrically, I know no sound wise, I know Damn kind of dumbed it down. But hey man, you break those lyrics down, it's a lot to unpack.
I mean, it is. And the whole concept about it, you can play the shit or we're gonna put it in reverse. That shit was crazy to me. Like the actual album. It's funny because that nigga knew that shit the whole time, but he was like just going along with, yeah, maybe you can, maybe you can't. You know, that's for the audience. Like, man, bitch, just tell us, damn.
Niggas still trying to figure out who the blind lady is and shit.
And then had the nerve to put out another album, but in reverse. Like, oh, I thought you didn't
Right.
believe in this shit. This nigga dropped the whole album backwards. I'm like, bro, this nigga here is fucking.
Before like Lupe and Kendrick though, I do feel like Kendrick is kind of. I do feel like Kendrick is where Lupe was supposed to be, or like that was kind of.
Lupe was just ahead of his
Yeah,
time. That's all.
yeah, he was.
Ahead of his time, and people didn't appreciate him.
I think it was
But
more Lupe was too late to the party. Like I feel like he would have been better in a different era. Like he was meant to be in a different era, if that, you know what I'm saying?
He do come from like the Illmatic and the cannabis and Jay-Z, DM. He come from
but
that.
his sound, it's his sound though.
So
His sound
imagine,
wouldn't have been as accessible at that point. So I feel like he kind of perfect because he filled in the lane that nobody was, because he was selling. Like he was selling, but then you got to think it was about up until like 2000, what 10 or 2011 when Lakers came out 2010, I think. Okay, now you got the emergence of like Drake, J. Cole, fucking on what Watch the Throne. Man, he dropped the garbage album during like a time where like
That was
a lot of good stuff was coming out. Huh?
That was like probably the Renaissance period in hip hop. That's when the
That's what I'm saying. Like the transition into the junk that we got, like kind of like what we got now. Because you watched the Throne drop in 2010. Man, you had a lot of stuff going on. Big Sean coming out, Kid Cudi.
singing and rapping was starting to become the thing now. Singing and rap. Like you can't make a rap song without singing.
But then we gotta take it to the fact too. We had label issues going on.
Yeah. Which he actually in the live that I watched, he explained that whole situation too. I was just like, huh. Makes sense now.
I feel like stuff like that'll hold the artist back too, because I feel like they kind of halted him while he was in his prime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I think about Rich Homie Coin. I think about Rich Homie Coin all the time.
That's why these artists gotta carefully know their contracts, man. Not saying that everybody gonna own their masters, but damn, at least don't try to put yourself in a fucked up deal.
So I mean, even with the Rich Homie Quan thing, it's like him, just like a lot of artists.